All right. Well, in studio,
Put some money on my account.
we have a red light friend.
Talks like that.
A person, an amazing artist. She's the one that sings our
Good night,
outro.
Good thing that was mixed well at the volume right there.
So this is you,
Oh my gosh.
Heather Max.
Lots of harmony lines.
Did you have to keep on doing it over? Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'd like.
what are the different like background noises you're doing?
Harmony.
Yeah, what kind of like how do you harmonize with this?
I don't know. You just when you.
It just
play
Troy
back,
tells you to do it.
No.
Right there, do it right there.
No, I tell him to do it. I'm just like, okay, play it back, and I've got a new harmony line. If you really listen to it, you can sort of hear the harmony go from like the bottom three to the mid three, and then the higher three, all within the scale. Like you're switching the harmonies as it goes through.
Now that you're mentioning it, yeah, I got that. I'm being.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun. But he kind of changed the timing on this, so that's why some of the melody lines overlap.
Very silky voice you have there. Yeah.
I really believe it too. Like when you say it, like I love you so.
Was this challenging for you? No, right down your alley? Yeah.
So you've been an artist always?
Yeah, I mean, I did a high school metal band.
Let's get up and.
I did a high school metal band.
Uh-huh.
I did 3 different choirs in high school. I did 2 different choirs in college. I've done a hip hop album with a friend. I write my own stuff.
Oh, wow.
Troy and I released a bunch of like cover songs, which I don't know if you've heard, but they're amazing.
Are they on YouTube or something?
I put 2 on YouTube. Yeah.
What name one?
Um,
What is it under?
my handle, I guess. Gosh, I don't even know what that's under. Hold on. So one of them was "Something in the Way" by Nirvana,
Ooh, that's a good
but
song.
I typed it "Some Things in the Way," so I think I spelled it wrong.
Some things.
Oh, you were here. You don't know Troy?
I have terrible, terrible service here.
Yeah.
He used to be on
In
old.
Nirvana.
Can't get a signal in this garage.
No, it's really bad.
It's all the lead casing that we have around the
True.
garage. We're protected.
Let me see.
And the asbestos.
Oh, you gotta
Type
be
in
careful with the asbestos.
change darkroom, all one word. Darkroom is one word.
Chains.
What's the next?
Change.
Oh, change.
Chains.
Chains.
Change from death.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
I thought you said chains.
Change.
No,
Dark.
change.
Change.
Like dollar bills, and then you break it, and then you like 75 cents
Or
back
like
in change?
something is different because it.
Or it's a change.
Yeah, it's
in
spelled the same way,
season?
dude.
Yeah.
Did you type in darkroom?
Yeah. Changed darkroom.
No, change. Lord. Am I not articulate? Like that's
No, Tim just has a tough time understanding.
Change?
Change.
It's the same fucking
The word change. CHANGE.
Changs.
And then the word darkroom.
Chains.
No change.
Like
Yeah.
Jimmy Chang.
Yeah.
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 There you go.
So we took a bunch of our favorite like songs growing up as
Like
Gen
Deftones.
Xers, and yep. And
Oh,
we
this is
slowed them all
Change.
down and made them real melodic and smooth. Yeah, you're here, Tim.
Ooh, I like it.
It's nice.
Who's your favorite artist?
Um,
Van Gogh.
typo negative.
Type on Negative.
Oh, shut
Fuck
up.
yes.
Nobody,
I absolutely
nobody
fucking love
ever
you.
Fucking knows what
That is my
like.
that's my favorite
One
band.
time? No.
That's my favorite band.
That's my new
Nobody
favorite
gets
band.
it. I knew those guys, and they're
I love
amazing.
Perfect Circle.
I didn't know that was your favorite.
One of my
band.
greatest experiences, which made me a diehard fan, is they were playing at the theater, right, in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I was just upstairs and with the lighting guy,
Fucking lucky.
and we were partying hard, right? So let's go down into the hall and see what's
Shocking,
happening. So Typo Negative is coming out to fucking do their sound check. And it's me, the lighting guy, and Jim, the sound guy, the only people in there. And I'm just like hammered, right? And I'm like, cool. And they come out and start playing, and I'm listening to it. I'm looking around like, this is a fucking record? What the hell? I never heard a band right in front of me live sound that good. It rooted itself into my soul, and I've had the deepest passion for them. And I've got to party with those guys year after year, becoming really good friends with them. And when Peter died, it almost killed me. I listened to them all the time.
Oh my god.
So, thanks for bringing them into the show.
Circle.
I feel like that's like, wow, it's really hard to meet another like Typo Negative fan.
It's
So.
totally rare. That's why I'm like, oh my god, you too?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like we're alien abductees or something. It's like, did that happen to me too?
Name the members in those bands.
Nobody fucking
Yes,
knows.
Typo Negative.
And the best part about them is that they fucking joke around and half their music.
They're so good. I wanted them to play my friend, who's Father Sebastian. He's this vampire guy, and he puts on these big vampire balls. And like, I wanted them to play for him, but then Peter died.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was really
Too many drugs.
sad, you know?
Yeah.
And I look out there to see if there's Typo Negative cover bands, and there's not really. There's one back east, and they're okay, but it's like, someone needs to jump on that and bring that back to life because it's so unusual.
I
and
redid
good.
one of their songs. I didn't put vocals on it, but it's on my channel.
Oh my god, that's so rad. What song is it?
Hold on.
Oh, look.
You might find it.
Yeah, like all their cover songs are so amazing. Summer
it's
Breeze.
Haunted, but I call it
Haunted.
haunted.
Yeah, that is
And
so
it's not the
great.
green one. Hold on.
Haunted.
Yep, it's the green one.
Okay.
Good.
So you didn't sing on this?
Did it on no, but I did. The
Oh,
whole
sing it
thing
now.
on FL
Sing it for us.
no.
Yeah, don't be a sissy. Don't be a loop.
No.
Oh
Go
my
for
god,
it.
you got
Go,
the piano on
come
here. That's
on.
so rad.
Just do a chorus. We'll close our eyes. I swear to God.
I'd have to have like the mic in front of me, like standing
Here.
up, and the whole diaphragm.
Do you want me to? I can hold it.
Isaac will hold it for you.
Totally, that'd be rad.
I love Typo Negative.
He doesn't.
And he just heard
All
after
of
the
a
song.
sudden, he knows who they are.
Yeah.
No, I do.
I know. All of a sudden.
Here.
October Rust.
He's a little-
I didn't just look that up on the phone.
Slow, deep, and hard. Thank you very much.
Yeah. That live album, it wasn't really live, and they just made it like that, and it was so funny. So, yo, we got a bomb threat up here. You know, it's like,
It's
dude, are
fucking-
you serious?
That
So-
accent was it truly that heavy? That was insane. It was, huh? I think
Yeah.
it's on Maury Povich or one of those. Shows.
Peter Steele?
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody's going to be a vampire, it's him. Because we used to play up north in Santa Barbara, like right after Halloween and shit. He's all, with a face like this, every day is Halloween. I'm like, oh my God, you're my hero. God, he was so funny. Brooklyn Vampires.
You really resonated with them,
Yeah.
and then you like. Is that like your like a main inspiration for your art?
No.
But it's a good one.
Where does it come from? Your inspiration?
All over the place. I also really like artists like Fiona Apple because she's an amazing lyricist.
Yeah, that first album was pretty amazing. I mean,
I
everything
don't
was
like her
incredible.
newer stuff as much. It's, she got a little weird. For
Well,
me,
because
but,
she's
like,
changed a lot, since marrying her producer and all that stuff when she was younger and getting involved. Life has changed, so she's not finding that rawness that she had.
My Typo Negative CD.
Oh, this is not you.
You took a picture of your tablet. Get off eBay. Stop
Dude,
it.
that's my room. This is the gifts. I bought this for myself. I was gonna give it to you, but then I said, "Fuck it, I'm taking it myself."
Oh yeah, dude. Has anybody got their Christmas gifts from Isaac yet?
No, is that my World Coming Down CD you got me?
No, I got you the vinyl CD
Oh, yeah.
or the vinyl.
You did give me that vinyl. That was pretty rad.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how nice.
Just making sure. Someone asked me to ask the room.
Cool.
It wasn't me.
Oh, because they didn't get a gift?
Yeah, probably.
Someone did. It wasn't me.
See, who was in the room that didn't get a gift?
Who did you get a gift for?
I didn't.
Burn them out. Yeah,
I didn't get a
it was
gift
Heather.
Yeah, I didn't get a gift from you either.
So you also are very into. You're very political.
Yeah.
What does that mean, though? When you say that,
It means I'm kind of a political junkie and a news junkie. I haven't lately though. Mental health over bullshit.
what do you feel like? It's just crazy. Right now?
No, I just fuck, dude.
Do you like that?
Politics can consume your life, and I work 2 jobs 7 days a week.
You hear that, Phil?
I do music on the side. I'm going to school, and I try to have a life. So
Do you think that politics like set us back like as a community in the 2020 election?
you mean 2016 election?
Well, I mean, the 2016 election, I didn't feel it as bad as the 2020.
That's because you didn't know what a shit show Trump was.
Wrong.
But I mean, How come
you
he-
almost have his voice? Like almost. You gotta tweak that. a
he
little
does.
bit.
He gets it.
But I got the China. I was like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah,
Do you think? All right.
5 minutes.
So, do you think it was warranted all the hate that he got?
Yeah, and then some. You know that the meme or the video of the girl in the beanie with the glasses, and she's like down on her knees. She's like,
Yeah, crying.
"Why?" That's my spirit animal. Like,
That's not a good thing to have as a spirit
Oh,
individual.
that's
It-
okay,
that's-
man.
it
Your
makes me
spirit
feel
animal?
good.
No.
Yes.
It makes me feel good
Yes.
watching someone that's that busted up about it. Like I feel good. I'm like, that's what you get.
I mean,
I don't care who you're going for.
I feel like he was a lot worse than a lot of us even anticipated. So
But like, you don't like every news station, every liberal would go above and beyond for that guy to down him, to bash him, and we've had presidents in the past murdered. Had presidents who have killed a bunch of innocent people every day.
like who? How far back in history are you going?
I mean, let's just go. I mean,
Who dropped more drone bombs, Obama or Trump?
I don't have those stats in front of me right now.
Okay, it was Trump. So who's being told
Well,
to be outraged?
I've
about what?
also, I mean, we can also say there was a stat with all the bombs that were dropped in the Obama administration,
Mhm.
and something like 73% of them didn't make their mark.
Okay.
Which were, and I know that's a casualty of war. I was in the military. I'm not proud of that situation. But it doesn't, I didn't, when I said Obama, we can also go back to the president right before him with George W. Bush. And in my opinion, murdered people for, you have, who's that guy? Dick Cheney. And his company ended up winning no bid contracts. Just to we're gonna, we're still dealing with that shit right now. Our friend, we've had friends that went over there that are fucked up. I've had friends that go over there who died.
Yes, me too.
And that, to me, history of my.
I feel like some of us get like a media lens where administration for what's
Mhm.
happening, but reality of it is that America, fuck yeah, that's who we have been, and the woke liberal want us to have that like strong arm, fuck yeah, America, which is part of being a liberal. So what you're actually talking about is the war machine. None of us, regardless of what your political stances are, the people are given this lens that it's just this administration who fucked up.
And I'm not saying it's administration. I'm thinking it's a problem. period.
Right. But you're trying to compare this to like what Trump.
Not, every single thing that Trump was doing, the media put a freaking, because it was so.
So then, what's your comparison? Like, this sounds like an apples to oranges kind of thing. Because if you want to say that Trump wasn't that bad, because everything about him was just like, oh, media's like, oh, that's bad, Trump. Oh, Trump's bad for that. But
never
but
one time
did we
about all
these other presidents who did all this other shit, right? But so did Trump. So like on that, the same. But Trump also did all this bullshit. So I don't see why that's. Like
and you're saying, because I'm saying that there's straight murder happening.
Yeah.
Unjust murders happening. Yes. You know what? George Bush is a piece of shit for doing this. But grab him by the pussy. Oh my God. He said grab him by the pussy. Donald Trump said build a wall. Oh my God. In things of that nature, to me, it seems as if there is an invisible hand and saying it's okay for anybody else, and not saying political lines either, just saying an invisible hand for one.
I'm just gonna say what I just said. Same with wars and everything else. Okay? And then you also had the other bullshit that Trump did, which was much, much more than just what
What
he
is
said.
the bullshit that we are discussing or referring to?
Well, I mean, take your pick. I mean, look at his social media outrage right now. The product, for instance, when he was like, let's spray your cells with Lysol or just bleach or whatever, right? And just get rid of COVID doing that bullshit. And what happened was, careful with his words, and you had people who adore him. And the disinformation silenced, and have even surpassed him now, because some of his rallies or get-togethers like, hey man, get vaccinated, and the whole crowd's like, boo, fuck that. But it started with him. Oh, it'll go away by Easter. It's not that bad.
But even things like that, that's a politician.
I mean, you are responsible for the billion.
But at what point do we separate, personal accountability from influence?
Are you gonna run for president? I fucking could not do that. I'm a good
And
person.
it's tough. It's what?
It is, but that's
I
the
don't
thing.
trust
myself. You're a good
myself.
person, right? You said a good person.
I don't trust myself.
It doesn't take a good person to run the country, though. You can't be a good person if you're going to run the country.
So then, okay. But then you're going back to the morality argument of like dropping bombs on people and the fucked up.
But then again, you have a whole. He's not just the end all be all. You have a whole other people that have to vote for him. You know what I mean? Or ran by him. There's a reason why there's 3 legislators there.
But
to keep it in.
And balance on his words and how he.
Do we police speech though?
For influencing anybody though, because at the end of the day,
With all presidents are influential.
Yeah, they're president.
Yeah, that's why people vote for them.
So that's the other aspect of it. So what he didn't actually really vote before, and he energized them, and it's a new base.
Like the Democrats did this year.
Latched onto the Republican Party, so to speak, right? Or sort of right-wing libertarianism or independence. Quotation. He sort of awakened these people to sort of get involved who don't really know a lot of shit about politics to begin with, and they're just like, oh yeah, Trump this and that. But that's the reason why he needed to be more careful with his words, because he's leading this whole flock of idiots to do a bunch of stupid shit that are fucking us up.
What do you mean? What are they doing to mess us up?
I mean, COVID for one, that was huge.
Ooh.
Millions of people dead because of disinformation.
Oh, they just came out that a lot of that numbers were chalked up to.
Yeah, they're saying like over only
who
30.
came out with that?
I would
Washington Post, New York Times. It's wild.
Yeah,
Fauci's getting a big old thing against him because of all that.
And the whole thing
No,
with
I think a lot of people don't like Fauci, but that's not like the scientific community. He's revered for the work that he's done on AIDS and all sorts of other.
and like I don't really have a. I don't think he's a. I mean, you don't. At the end of the day, the country's going to make up its decision, and there's going to be a spokesperson. And I just think he was a mascot for it.
You know.
The country already made up its decision. We're not doing this, and we got to figure out using science. Why aren't we going to do that?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think most people were freaked out by the virus in the beginning, and rightfully so. It's killed millions of people worldwide.
What was the whole thing with the, like, oh, get vaccinated? I'm very distrustful with our government. You know, there's many of things that our government has done over the past in recent times, and as early as mid 2010s to back in 30s. That that's just some things I know off the top of my head I can spew. So it's very hard to trust somebody who has been known to not have our best interests at heart. So with that being
said, what do you mean?
I'm not somebody. That I don't believe that our government has our best interests at heart. Okay. Of the people. Not to say that they wouldn't go and. I'm not saying that they poisoned the vaccine or anything like that, or. I just think that it's not smart. For me personally, it wasn't a smart. I don't feel that I should have gotten it.
Why?
Because what happens in 5 years or 3 years, if like, oh man, we fucked up. There hasn't been given the proper test.
The vaccine doesn't stay in your system that long.
If I'm gonna put things in my body like that is designed to be an mRNA, which has the possibility of my knowledge of being able to go into my body and be a vessel to bring the disease throughout my body, I'm gonna be nervous about that.
What do you mean it's gonna bring the disease throughout your body?
So the mRNA that they put in, right? There's a piece of the vaccine that goes inside of you, and then it attaches inside.
No, that's inoculation.
It's a vehicle.
That's inoculation.
Okay.
The mRNA vaccines are different. What they're doing is going in and teaching your immune system how to create the specific antibodies to fight off that disease. And we've had mRNA vaccines for over 20 years for other coronaviruses, SARS, MERS, and they worked extremely well. So what it is basically they had the vaccine blueprint already, and this is why it happened so fast, everybody. The vaccine blueprint was already there. They spent
SARS
some time,
blueprint, correct?
Huh?
SARS.
The mRNA vaccines.
Okay.
For coronaviruses, okay? Already existed. It was like a plug and play. It was like, well, that shit doesn't work. Let's take that out and put something else in. And that's what our scientists and our biologists were in there doing, and which is why it was kicked out so fast. And then the one thing that Trump did really super right was his, oh my God, light speed ahead, warp speed.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one fucking thing he did right, which literally just cut the FDA red tape. So the reason why a lot of our life-saving medicines and stuff take so long to hit market is because of FDA red tape. It's a lot of checks and balances and shit like that and working.
But there's still, even to this day,
it's not the science. The science is fucking there, which is why a lot of us feel like, how the fuck can we trust our government? There's fucking life-saving, cancer treatments and shit that won't hit the fucking market. Why? FDA, red tape. So
but
Trump
this
cut that
vaccine
shit.
didn't really. It wasn't effective.
It was.
Till what point?
Well, so viruses want to survive. And they find different genetic codes in humans all across the world. Mm-hmm. And in someone who's not vaccinated and does not have the information tech going on in their immune system to fight it off, it's going to find a way to survive by variating itself, which is how you get the variants. And the variants like, oh, fuck, I can spread a lot quicker, a lot faster, a lot more. So its replication is higher, which is why we had... I forget the name of it now, but we've got a lot of variants out there, right? So the variants then start evading the vaccine. Now the vaccine is still working really fucking well, especially if you've had your second booster. So people like me, when we get it, it's going to be
There's
super
like,
mild.
isn't there reports saying that over 90% of the vaccines, or people have taken the vaccine, that it's non-effective after 30 days, and then after,
No,
I
that's
mean,
not
I
true.
mean, this is,
No,
we can
it'll
look it up.
it'll probably be about a yearly booster that we need to get, just like the flu. Yeah.
Hold on. Efficacy.
I mean,
I just didn't like at work. I worked for the government, and our top leader, whatever.
Your leader?
Somebody asked,
Skeletor.
our leader of our area.
But
But
Yeah.
anyway,
Cobra.
when one time somebody asked, for instance, they don't know. Nobody can say for 100% fact like there will never be any long lasting side effects, in the long run, and it can affect every single person differently. And someone asked one time, well, let's just say that because they were forcing us at that time, and so there's somebody said like, well, if there does end up being some long term side effect in the long run. What is the government? What are you guys? We work for the government.
And we
What are you
can't-
guys gonna do to like back us up at least to ensure that like we have backup to take care of it? And their answer was, I mean, you guys have health insurance. You can see the doctor if there's a
That's not
long term
true.
disability.
That's
And
not
that's what
true.
their answer was from the top people.
That's not true. If there has been vaccine incidents, you can actually file, and if enough people come together, the government will fund to pay for whatever damages were done to you. But so far, this vaccine has not caused any of those damages. And
What about
COVID causes-
myocarditis?
That's so fucking minuscule. And by the way, it's like so much worse if you get COVID. The very same thing.
I've had COVID like twice.
The
No, it causes a lot of long-term shit. COVID is doing like 100 times more damage.
I've had it 3 times.
I got nerve damage that I still have some effects for like it's been over a year and a half or something that it messed with my taste and smell. But I still strongly believe, and I still to this day, regardless of the deaths and everything else, I still felt like everybody should still get their own choice. Even when I did have it and having to go through like all the symptoms I did, and I had it pretty bad. I did go to the ER for the very end. The first time I got it with the nerve damage one and stuff. So it sucked.
I had it over Christmas too.
Yeah.
So bad.
I think actually the second time I got it at Christmas as well, but I just felt like it was just, to me, I just still felt like no matter what was happening from it, I just strongly personally believe that everybody should have still got a choice in the matter
So
because
I
it still was their body, just like anything else.
feel like that also, except I think a lot of people would have chose different had the disinformation not been so, out there on steroids and just fucking out of control, which it still is with everything. I mean, everything is out
Okay,
of
you
control.
keep. I'm honestly, I'm trying to be non-biased, and I'm trying to, because I'm not right. I'm like in the middle, right? There's things I might say Trump this and this, and I make fun of him. No, and this guy here's another liberal, but I'm in the middle, right? So you keep seeing disinformation, but it goes on both sides, though.
Yeah, it does.
And
Yeah,
for
definitely
see,
does.
for you to
Definitely
say
does.
no,
That
it goes
right there,
back to
that's
Trump.
biasness,
It goes
though,
back
too.
to Trump and the collusion, and they found that to be wrong.
No, actually, that's
Yes.
Yeah, they probed that out. That
The
absolutely.
collusion is off.
Yeah.
Yes.
It-
You're talking about
The
the-
Russia.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy that was end up investigating him was end up in bed with Russia too.
Yeah. So you keep saying disinformation, but and this is the thing I'm trying to be on the show, right? This is what I'm saying. It goes on both sides, and it really and if you don't want to ingest it, that's fine. You can say no, but there's proof. You just go out there and look. It's on both sides. And again, I'm not either. I don't give a fuck about both because I'm about more of coming together and not giving a fuck about who's left or right, because what we're doing is separating. We're creating divides against each other.
But there's a difference in what you're saying. So you can be on the right and I can be on the left, just for example.
Sure.
And we can still come together as human beings
Yeah.
and have commonalities, right? So
Yes.
the original left and right, I mean, despite like our history of the parties changing names and flipping and doing all their shit, what that actually means is policy, right? We're talking science. That shit never should have fucking been political. That should not have been political.
But that's
But
how
it
you
also
control-
goes to trust. Like, you trust the government fully,
I trust the scientists that were behind this.
but I don't. You know for sure,
But
like
if they
you're
work for the
measuring, like,
government.
all right, 2 points of adamantium and 4 cc's of this. Like, you don't
do
know.
you know how many scientists worked on this shit? over the years?
I don't, but do you know how many times the government has given out free something and it turns out to be something else?
I mean, having a natural and healthy distrust of your government is one thing, but also knowing and how we've managed to
How many viruses over the
progress
years?
the way we use our government in our country and in other countries around the world.
Like in the very first time there was a vaccine was back in the 30s, and that was for polio. Is that correct?
Sure.
Do you know the first round of polio? Over 10 million kids or 10,000 kids end up getting polio because it was a small tweak that they messed up on. Small tweak. In every decade since then, except for like I want to say 2010. There's literally been a in 1996 they had the thing with the children who were constantly throwing up and end up flipping their stomachs. In the 80s there was fuck. I wasn't even prepared. Look up and it's okay. And so
I know someone that got cerebral palsy from a vaccine.
I know what she means by that, but on top of it, you don't think that any side of party is going to use that to control and put them in power? Do you think the left is just that
Do you
moral?
think that Donald Trump would have been so shit on by everybody if he had embraced the science behind it?
I think he was a Republican, and the liberals go after that hard, regardless of who it is. Because the same thing that's happening to Trump about, remember those documents? Well, now finding documents on Biden, and it's not that.
I mean, that's another stupid conspiracy going on. They also found some with Mike Pence, and how many other politicians have seen
So
Yeah,
why for
though.
Trump was this so crazy?
Because they were like, "Hey, motherfucker, give those back." Months later, hey,
But he
here's an
didn't-
Actual,
but he
here's
didn't-
an actual like
Okay.
paper. Please give those back. No.
Again,
okay,
but see-
here's the fucking warrant.
but-
We're gonna come in and get that shit. And then he was like, "They fucking raided my place," and then the folders are fucking empty. Where the fuck are the papers?
But so
Why did he have so many? Why is it on camera that he had boxes of them fucking moved out? That's not what happened with Biden. The minute he and his people found it, he was like, "Oh fuck."
no,
take this
and that's
back.
not true because
No, it is true.
because they knew before the election. They knew before the election, and no one said anything until after the
They're
election.
still finding
You don't think that would
stuff in
influence the election if you have
homes.
documents before an election?
Who
I
knew?
would.
Who knew?
You tell me who knew. You don't know this.
Who knew?
Tim,
Who told you that they knew?
the-
Hold on.
The minute
it's
they found
out.
them, they turned
It's
over.
out. So I
It's
mean,
out. But that's the problem. You
why
think
hide it?
information is
But why
out
hide it?
Because
But
he
why
did.
didn't? Or what about Biden's son and the laptops?
The laptop.
And it was disinformation then too.
hang on.
I know. I'm just saying, but
Jumping from topic
but you
to
know how.
topic.
But do you see how they? I'm not. And again, I don't care about Trump. It doesn't matter.
But
It's
your
just the
first
way.
example doesn't work for what you're trying to support here. And
Okay, let's go back to that. Okay, yes, I gather.
they did not know they had the documents. The minute they realized
They found-
had them, they turned it over. They weren't even requested like they did for Trump for months on end.
So not
He
bef-
was like, "Nah, I don't
So
know."
not before the. So they didn't know before the election.
Who said that they knew before? the
That's
election?
what I saw an article somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. So that's
Well,
you have an
Attorney
NPR.
General Mayor Garland, he knew
He knew what?
that about the Biden. This about Biden having it prior to the election,
And Biden and his people knew.
like you're saying. No one's saying that. Everyone knew. Wanted to wait till after election so it wouldn't
But fuck up
bullet.
his
And
election.
NPR is.
But then-
Okay, I'll have to read that.
But then you can say
And-
that, but it's not true. So I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. Is I'm saying that for both sides, you're gonna have stuff that's gonna. It's politics. It happens. So we're too caught up in that. Like why? Like again, you just said yourself in the beginning of the show. You spend so much time and energy in politics. Why? Why make yourself? Why put yourself such anguish? Creating you people get online on Twitter this and this and you're a social justice warrior. I understand that's good. You have a good. Why are you attacking other people? Why are you trusting information? Isn't that what? Am I wrong? I mean,
what I do online is basically what we're doing here. So
Well, you're probably an oddity because other people don't say that. Other people that get online, they say other things that are like, wow, that's why I don't even want to be on Twitter because it's just crazy in there.
Oh, Twitter is
So
crazy.
also with Biden, it was first brought up to everyone's attention the 2nd of November. This is brought by this is CNN. It's giving a timeline of it. This is Bob Bauer, I guess Biden's personal attorney. He knows. He knew about it.
I'm just saying it's both sides.
The National Archives informs the general of the matter, General Garland, and then the Justice Department talks to President Biden on it on the 4th. Nothing else till the 9th.
2022.
Yes,
So, which election are we talking about? The midterm?
the midterms.
It's all games. It's all a game. And what it was disheartening is that people don't think they trust the system so much that they think, oh well, the left. There's no reason the Democratic Party can't be this way, or there's no reason that the Republicans could be a certain way. It's like, dude, at the end of the game, it's all about power and control.
So okay, hang on. So the midterm election is not his election, first of all. So he's not protecting himself. What he is
He's
doing is
the
making sure that the
politics.
vote is not rocked. And why? Because the other side of the media is saying that it's both sides. Both of them fucking did the same fucking thing. That's why. That's why they waited until after the election.
What side of the media are saying both sides are like that?
Right wing.
So
It wasn't
So the
prior
very
to it
small
though.
right-wing media compared to the big left-wing media.
Oh no.
Yes.
No. Hang on.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
I mean,
Do you
prior
guys not
to,
listen to like Dan Bongino?
No.
but I mean, really, what is Dan Bongino's reach?
Do you see?
I know who he
Alex
is. I don't like him.
Jones?
Is
my God,
Alex Jones is not
relevant.
right-wing.
Hasn't been relevant for years.
He's not
You know
really
how much
right-wing
fucking
either.
Airtime they have on the fucking radio waves, like east of us, like it's fucking insane. We're in California.
I mean,
And listen,
California's a lot
I
of you
respect
guys.
like freedom of speech for whatever he wants. I mean, except for there's things that he's done that is wrong in the past. But
Talking about
I don't
Alex
really, I don't really consider him right wing.
I think it,
Alex Jones. I think he's more like conspiracy theory middle.
It's not even used at that point.
He's one of your.
I think he's lost resident.
I don't-
Did you not see him on January 6th and he like slipped and fell? They're like, oh my god, come here, we've got you, Alex. Like they fucking love.
Just like you do, Tim. You hang on every word that guy says, and
I really don't
understand
listen
it.
to him.
Yes, you
Alex
do.
Jones?
Yes.
No, just because I'm aware of some of the things
No.
he talks about. Alex
See,
Jones.
she's never
No,
going to
you're-
win.
Are you talking
this
about Joe
argument
Rogan?
Because you guys are all a bunch of
No,
far right wackos.
Oh, but I knew
And
that
so
when he invited me. And
Okay,
I was
well,
like,
there
I've
you
gotta
go.
think
I'm
about it.
wait.
Don't even lie about it again, Tim.
Okay. Far right. I'm pro-life. Or I'm pro-choice. Are you pro-choice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How is that far right?
You probably pick and choose like certain things from each
Yeah.
side.
Because I don't. I think the biggest problem. Like I am for welfare. Are you for welfare?
Yeah.
I'm for all these homeless programs. I'm for all the programs, the
I'm
social
for-
programs.
Was it universal healthcare? I'm for
I'm
that.
all
Are
for
you-
that.
Yeah, me too.
Open border.
No,
Sick of them giving out too many
No.
benefits to people.
no, and
But
then we might
We don't have enough fans.
I think
we might part on that.
For the poor people and not enough for the
Wait, are you good for an open border?
How do you feel about Ukraine protecting their border?
No.
with
Okay, see,
weapons?
good, no open border. I'm cool with that.
I know it just doesn't make sense all the way around, but
Yeah.
okay.
But I don't think a lot of people are for open border. I think that's just a lie about the left that people like to say that all of us believe and we don't actually.
But
believe that.
I want people to come from other places that don't have nothing. They're hopeless to come here.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like that because what's happening is a lot of those women are getting raped on their way here by the coyotes that are coming. There's so many.
A
There's
lot of them are being raped in their own country, and that's why they're coming.
I know too. I know. But
It's all bad.
but
They say
but
it's
also
Oh no, it's not. I work with these people.
I'm just-
but also like
Over the coyotes?
the
Wow.
the
No, I
fentanyl
work
that's
with
coming
a lot of
over and all the
people with
drugs, like just mostly the fentanyl. Really, everything was cool until they started fucking with fentanyl and the cocaine. No, I don't do that no more. But
No
if
more.
I
the
wanted to,
fentanyl. I hope to God you're not fucking doing that.
no, not fentanyl.
it's good for
cocaine.
headaches though.
But see, what about
Pharmacy
guns?
grade.
Yeah,
What about guns?
just a little bit.
Where are you at with guns?
I think we should have common sense gun laws. Absolutely, mental health checks, all of that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Sorry,
no,
people,
I'm
please
okay
be
with
better,
that, too,
but
like-
so sorry, but
But
no.
like basic common sense. Like, oh, does this guy have?
A mental
Has
disorder.
he been into a fucking hospital in the last 2 years or 5 years in a mental hospital?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Fuck, we take more tests to drive a car.
Depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
You're about defunding the police?
Oh no.
Nobody was ever about to fund the police. Another lie.
Was that like an
Decided to tell
Antifa
about
gimmick
the
or what?
rest,
Yeah.
so-
No, I'm just asking. I don't know. Cause I mean,
No,
okay.
defund the police is not a thing.
But do you support that? Do you believe that? Is that a thing?
It's not a thing.
Police reform?
Police reform, absolutely.
Okay.
What would you think? Police reform. What would your?
I think that's agreeable.
I do, but like what?
What in her mind?
Yeah.
So one of the things I would like to see is a lot more training, like way fucking longer. Right, currently it's like 12 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is just California, but I know it's about 12 weeks. Only 2 weeks of those is on mental health.
Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And the 12
Well-
weeks of training, and we put a gun in their hands and say, get the fuck out there. And unfortunately, there's a whole culture of it, which did start as sort of part of our racist history, which is not good. And so how things sort of morph and change is we start saying that this is okay because of this is okay because of that, but like its origins is really fucking horrible. So we need a lot more like community policing to take place. So that's something we need to insert into it. We need more funding for the police so that we can do more training and then retrain and retrain. Fuck, I do 105 fucking hours of training just to keep my early child care teacher's permit, okay?
So
And I go through at least 50 hours of training every fucking year on top of that. And I work with little kids. I mean, we're talking about people who work with every aspect of our
I think what you said, I think I agree with that. Like more community policing. I think more programs in general to help enrich our community.
Well, and
So let kids know that are young growing up, like
yeah.
get them in sports or get them in something to have a big brother there that takes care of them.
Or sister.
Or sister. But also, like, I've noticed that, you know, a lot of the problems that we have been having, the root of it is fucked up, like, nucleus family, right? It's like missing father, missing parent, like child feeling abandoned.
So I would say
Trauma,
childhood
yeah.
trauma, not necessarily the breakup of the nuclear family, which was just another beautiful Republican sort of please do this for our country bullshit. So, anyways, because you know nuclear is mom, dad, boy,
Nucleus.
girl.
Oh, okay,
War.
sorry.
Okay. So what
So
you're
liberal.
actually talking about is more our individualistic take on things versus like a communal, you know, around the world where they have a lot more babies and the whole family kind of fucking takes care of each other.
Yeah.
Like a community.
Not as much of a thing here. A collectivistic, that's the word I was looking for. But yeah, so you're right. So broken homes is one of it, but it's also abuse and sexual abuse.
Well, I
physical
mean,
abuse,
that
and
right
drug
there,
addiction
too.
and alcoholism.
Well, that, like, it's a
So-
ramp, right? It starts
so-
with, like, somebody, you know, it starts with a sexual abuse or, you know, somebody not being there in the home and a child not
Which
feeling
is gonna create some
wanted.
trauma there, yeah.
Yeah, which will end up
It's
causing the
exactly
trauma.
what you said. It's a lot of trauma.
And then
there's a lot of
then it
trauma.
turns into drugs or
Or unhealthy coping skills, period.
exactly.
Substances are all kinds
Mhm.
of nonsense.
Life of
so-
crime.
No, not necessarily a
Well,
life of
I
crime.
mean,
But then
a
that
lot of
those
kids
people
go to
turn into
gangs
the
because
homeless
they don't
people,
have-
turn
yeah,
into gangs,
yep.
and then
So
you
it's a
have
whole thing.
all
You got a
this
lot of bums that
fucking.
we're supporting.
And another thing is like we have all this homelessness, but they don't need a home. They don't need money. They need to be able to talk to somebody. They needed to be able to work their shit out and have a fucking solid chance. Because when you're there in a tent, like unless you wake up one day and like fuck it, no more coke, no more meth. That's it. I'm done. I'm gonna work my ass off. Like those people that have already went down that road, they don't know how to be friends with people. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to react to a boss. They don't know. They don't know. They don't.
But-
And they'll
probably
be
didn't know
broken
before they
forever.
ended up there.
Right.
So it's a lot of like so. For instance, what I do in my line of work, it's a lot of filling in those gaps for children who have a higher need, families who have a higher need, and we can't fix the brokenness that's already happened, right? But we can be there to sort of help the brain development so that there's not these missing pieces in that development that grow into an adult who can't fucking cope.
Yeah.
Life's shit, right? That's what the fuck politics is all about. It's fucking insane. And, you know, are we going to powwow and come together and be like, yeah, man, I got you?
before this run of like my mind think politically, before like what you have experienced with what I've been saying to you and our conversation, I was a Bernie guy.
Me too. Twice.
And I was like,
Love Bernie.
fucking Bernie, let's fucking go. Feel the burn. Anything he says, let's go. Like, I'm just, that's my guy,
I mean,
right?
I think he says like the same 5 lines and he's still saying the same 5
Yep.
lines.
And I will continue to cheer. But
But
they fucked him twice.
Yeah, well, Hillary fucked him. That's what it was.
There's no one, you can't tell me that he wasn't, he was the most popular, like, he got young people out to give a fuck about politics again.
Yeah. Dude, he came to Ventura.
Oh my God, you couldn't go down the street.
Yeah, I went to it. Because I was a Bernie
Troy
guy
got me
too.
like fucking front row. He got there way before me and he saved me a spot and I found him in the
Yeah.
crowd. It was so
I was a Bernie guy, and then
X gonna give it to you.
So you went to that
Everyone
rally?
liked him
Yeah.
after that.
I was dating somebody that
We
liked
were the band they.
Well, I was
Oh,
dating.
sweet.
So
Yeah,
Very
wasn't too
cool.
bad right at the
I
college.
know I've seen you around, not just on this.
Oh, I'm
but,
sure.
Yeah.
I get around.
I get around.
okay, Tupac.
Nickelodeon.
So, I mean, so I was there. I was, and it sort of just like fell apart. And to me, it was, I didn't understand it. And so I was like, oh, shit's got to be rigged. And I just ignored the 2016 election after that. And then I sort of woke up in 2020. And I was like, probably towards the end of it, 18, I was like, huh. Yeah, I've always just laughed at Trump, just to be honest. I was like talking shit. I made songs. You know that show. I did there's the Limp Bizkit song, Nookie.
Okay.
Grab a bitch by the pussy. Like I made that song about him.
Oh my god.
So I mean, and then I just sort of I saw the way that the media just railroaded that guy. Blowing up little things into big things and making people like hate a human being. And I just thought that was unjust. And that's where I was
don't
at.
think they made people hate the human being. So when you're as plugged into politics as I am,
Please tell me.
you hate the person and then the media reports on it.
Oh, I mean, it
Because
doesn't.
because you know politics and you know how government's working and what it's supposed to be doing in the function, and then he just comes in there like fucking.
And the people like obviously this guy he's an outsider. He's a man that is very full of himself. You know what I mean? If he can, if like, he had like a car company, call it the Trump. If he had a bag of chip,
It's the
Trumpies.
Trumpus.
Like it would always be everything. Like if he was the king of the world, it would be like Trump Donalds and fucking Trumpies and like it would be like everything
Star
Trump.
Trumps.
And that's why I can see that people hate that. People don't like men or people that think that they're the best ever. And when people see that, like fuck that guy down a peg.
Well, you can't take away. He's president. So what else are you gonna do? Like he won. Like you know what I mean? Like
It's over.
It's over. I'm not saying you or anything, but I mean, you are liberal. But I'm just saying those people. I mean, they can cry all they want, but he won.
And he's gonna win again.
Well, debatable.
I don't know.
Debatable. But you can't say
He'll make an impact.
you can't say we're equally as worse.
Do you really?
Biden's
Do
a
you
bad
think if it's
option.
Trump versus Biden, Biden's gonna win?
No, of course not. What are you
He's
talking
not
about?
gonna
He's
win.
not going to win.
No way.
And
Heather.
it'll be any Republican.
Heather,
There's
look at
Biden
me.
regretters.
You really think that he would win? Yeah.
Again? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I read some stats to you?
Are you voting for Trump again?
Me? I didn't vote for him the first time.
So he will vote for
I
him
didn't.
for the first time.
Didn't you vote for him the first time, Phil?
No, I voted for him against
Cocksucker
Hillary.
for anything.
Okay.
No, independent.
All right. Inflation
That's the Green
rent,
Party.
inflation since he's taken office is 8.3. Gas prices are average 376
That's
when they
Russia's
were
fault. That's Russia's fault.
239. 30-year mortgage rates are 7.08%.
That's Trump's fault.
Before it was 2.65. Average rent is $2,100, which we all feel that shit.
Right.
Before it was $1,600.
Eggs.
The
Hello.
Nasdaq is down 1,100
Well,
points.
Trump did that when he left.
Average grocery prices are 13.5 above his last day in office. Electricity rose 15.8%.
Have you
That has to
seen
do
your
with
gas bill lately?
yeah.
Holy
It's
My
$200 this
electricity went
month.
down, but my gas went up.
Like insane.
Yeah, don't go to Del Taco no more.
Wait, no, shouldn't you go?
No,
there?
not that.
Oh,
gives
it's a
her
gas joke.
yeah.
Good thing we're in Canada.
And the average hourly earnings decreased by 2.8%.
Fuck.
How are we doing with jobs? Are we better in jobs now?
They gave us a bigger rate.
Unemployment rate, has it gone up?
Are people allowed to go back to work yet?
Because they didn't even get their vaccines?
Yeah.
If you can't really
People have been.
if you name that stat, it's just gonna make him look bad, and it's not really his fault for that one
For the
because
vac-
people were just out of work
for the vaccines?
No, unemployment.
Well, a lot of people got fired because they didn't have their vaccines.
Because a lot of places shut
Well,
down.
also in New York,
That and a lot
Do you know in
people
New
are
York,
riding
they-
that free unemployment money for
they-
a long ass time.
People don't want to go.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that was. Why would you go to work if you get double the
People-
pay of
there's
someone that's
people
already working?
Making
I was
more
so
money
mad about
unemployed.
I wish I would have got fired.
If you had to choose one thing to help government, what would it be? to help our country.
I'm so sorry. I was so stuck on so many things that were such.
Oh, you want to go
Say
ahead?
that
Speak
again.
on anything that you
No,
heard.
Ask me a question.
Her head's spinning.
Oh no! So let's go back to this. With all that things that we were just talking about, you think that they would still vote him in?
I think he had a better chance putting Kamala or somebody else than him.
I don't think so. I don't.
You don't think he? Okay, first of all, you don't think there's anything like wrong with that dude?
With Biden?
Yeah,
I think
like it's
he's
conscious.
old.
Yeah, so why would you want him again? This is me like if
Hold
I.
on.
I like
Wait,
Obama.
wait.
I
You
like
just
Obama
think
that.
he's old? That's the only problem?
You don't think he has cognizant issues?
We'll have a primary season, and I will probably choose somebody else.
Okay, so
Just so we're clear.
okay,
Of
Once
course
the
you will.
primaries
Of
are
course you
over-
but that's
will.
the very political
Once the
answer you're
primaries-
saying.
Once the primaries are over and it goes into the general, you better fucking believe I'm going to protect our country from some dickwad. Yes, 100%.
So
Biden.
so you rather have a tyrant than someone that's maybe have mental issues?
Biden. Biden's a tyrant.
No.
No, I'm
He
assuming
said
Trump.
potentially to tyrant.
So you have so let's say if it's Trump and then you have Biden, you're kind of fucked either way. You would rather
Pretty
pick
much.
you would rather pick someone that might have mental issues than another person that has not that mental issues but a tyrant. Well, they both have mental issues.
Wait a minute. You're asking me that backwards? Are you really suggesting that I vote for the tyrant? I said Biden.
No, you're saying that you rather vote for someone who's mentally handicapped than vote for somebody who's fully able?
I don't think Biden is mentally handicapped.
Stop it, Heather.
That's-
Stop it.
Oh my God.
Look me in the eyes as my friend. Like we're becoming cool friends, right?
Sure.
If you want to come around here, you can come around here anytime you want,
Thank
right?
you.
And I love you. I love your
I'm going
opinions.
to run into you often out
You,
there in the music
you
world,
guess
I'm
what?
sure
You
of
want
it.
to come here every Friday?
And
Come
every
fucking
time
here
you
every
see
Friday.
me, I'm
We're gonna be
tell
looking
you,
for a new cast member
Biden
soon, so
is fine.
You're
Absolutely fine. Those compilations.
you don't you've never done meth?
Yeah, yes I did.
Fuck
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
Are you on meth
I
right
got
now?
better- No,
maybe
no.
because you gotta vote for Biden again.
No.
You don't think there's
He's on
anything wrong
meth?
with that guy? For reals, like honestly.
I
In
mean,
all-
Trump.
No, Biden.
Everything-
No,
He's on
if anybody's
Adderall.
sniffing, it's Biden with little kids and girls. He's sniffing, shaking hands to imaginary people,
That,
That's just part of his
having
dementia.
needing
It's
notes to
okay.
remember who is who. You're the president of the goddamn United States, and you're just falling asleep at the United Nations.
But-
And then he also
maybe he should tell him to
People
drink
fall
some
asleep
bleach
at our
or
meetings all the
something.
time.
Oh come on,
It was a
come
joke.
on, man.
He was being a
Come on,
smart
man.
ass.
Trump
was
said that
satire.
constantly.
he didn't say constantly.
He
Don't
did it
say
once.
that.
I said
Cognitive.
Continentally,
cognitively.
we'd all need cognitive
he was
tests.
cognizant of what the fuck he
Okay,
was saying.
so when he was
He
saying
was just trying to be a
Being a
smart
dumbass.
guy, a TV guy. He's just trying to be a smart
Either
ass.
way, if he said that, right? Okay, we all have our
But
full
there's
pause.
no,
we
but
all have our full pause.
there's also a treatment that they were coming up with at the time that you get a shot and it fucking clears out your lungs, and it was of some sort of bleach.
What?
Look it up. You think I'm fucking playing? Why would I just make something up?
I'm
like
more-
that?
You're Tim Amoroso.
I'm more honestly concerned that you really don't think there's something wrong with Biden. Like you really don't think, like
No.
you don't think anything's wrong with that
No,
man.
there's something wrong with Trump, and there's something wrong with the people who love him.
I don't love Trump.
See,
There's-
by the way.
that's-
I understand.
That's
All right, so I have a question for you, because it seems like you just
What if it's a different Republican and not Trump?
What
against
I
Biden?
think
what
has
I used to
happened,
what I used to
darling,
hate about
Sweetheart, what has happened
Uh-huh.
is you're calling yourself an independent, but you're really following right-wing media. And the right-wing media has a narrative to sell you. So they're going to only show you clips where he fucks up.
You don't think the
He's
left
old,
wing media has
and
something
he
to sell
fucks
you?
up- and he fucks up a little bit. That's true. Is he as bad as Trump? Hell fucking no. Million
but-
thousand times
But
better.
I
Because
listen
you're
to
not
both
seeing-
sides. I literally like
Okay,
both
so,
sides,
what
so I
about
can
all
have
the other
both.
speeches where he's completely coherent and making
And that's why I'm like,
and articulate.
sometimes every so often I'm like, what the fuck happened? Did they catch him on a good day? Because like some
Because
days
those are
you
most
see,
of his days. That's most of his time.
sometimes you see him and you're like, oh fuck.
I mean,
And then
Trump's
other times you see him,
following
it's like,
around
oh,
looking for
man.
Every little fuck up.
Why does he hide from the? Well, so why does he
Also
go?
with Trump.
Why does he not talk to the media then? Like he went for months not talking to any media source, and it
When
was
was this?
in the beginning of his administration. He went like 6 months without talking to the media.
Yeah.
No, that didn't happen.
No, that's true.
Like
Like
3 or
three
4
or-
months
okay,
before
3 or
the
4
last
months,
election
yeah.
that he was in.
That didn't happen. Where were you?
What are you talking
Looking
about?
for him.
Looking
That's
for
where we were.
where is no one? He wouldn't talk to poor man. They wouldn't let him talk.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, in that, but also
I
right
just want you
before
to know
that,
hiding with Biden was my joke. I created that. On the internet.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did I steal that from you?
I remember this. That didn't happen. He was there making speeches. We were all fucking posting and talking about it.
Hiding
By
with-
the way, this is not my first political podcast. I used to do them. Like,
no, that's why exactly right. I didn't even know until we talked about it, and I was like, let's fucking talk about it.
Yeah.
I think this is interesting.
I'm telling you, there's a
I mean,
fucking
I would love to
narrative
see.
that
I
you're
would love to
buying.
see that. No, I didn't. I thought he was hidden. I thought he was like no one was talking. Yeah, he would not do any. He wouldn't talk. He wouldn't take. He wouldn't take questions. He was running away all the time. That's just what I saw. If you could give me like links of where he was able to take questions and not calling
There's
Fox
an
News people, not calling
There's an
Fox.
archive of his speeches.
Not calling Fox News people idiots and dumbasses and hot mics and talking about being respectful. Like again, these people, you like what you're doing is like, well, I want everyone to understand this. They're not this is like a whole facade. It's left to right. It's both like.
No, I'm not saying that there's not like an image that some left-wing politicians put on. I mean, that's a thing.
I'm just
and all
saying, like, for-
politicians do that. That's not the same thing.
For having a
It's
pitch and
saying
fork.
stupid ass shit where your
Okay,
beautiful
for-
lemmings are gonna go.
hold on
right
real
off the
fast.
fucking
For-
cliff because Trump.
So,
Fuck all that.
so according to
No.
the Washington Post,
Read something.
is the Washington Post Democrat or Republican?
It's both.
Okay, so they're saying that what he was suggesting was a experimental with the bleach. They call it bleach. It's not really bleach, and it was blown out of proportion via the media.
Are you talking about Trump's thing?
The Trump when he says inject
Sure.
bleach.
Unless you watch the speech live where he said that shit.
Well, he's also weirdo too, right? So,
So-
but he's not talking about real bleach, and he's saying he also says in it what they were saying that like, well, maybe we can do some bleach, and I don't know.
But the
You-
manner at which he delivered it was clearly in jest. He was joking when he said it. He
Totally.
wasn't.
I mean,
but it was real. It was a real suggestion from.
sarcasm.
But even if it
It
wasn't,
was totally sarcastic.
But I mean, honestly, think about it. If one of us right here injected bleach in, and we were like, "Why'd you do that?" It was Trump told me. What would we all say to anybody
You're
in
a
here?
fucking
You're a
retard.
dumbass.
Yeah.
Every single person will say you're a fucking idiot.
You can't say
He's the
that.
fucking
Oh, my
leader
bad.
of the dumbasses.
So-
Why the fuck are you using that?
And how
goddamn
many
stupid
people
mouth?
went
Shut
after that
up.
and injected bleach into them?
a handful probably.
No, just one couple.
The same kids that eat Tide Pods.
That was hydroxychloroquine, which is a
But you're-
different one. That
but-
is a separate thing.
But that was with the wrong hydroxychloroquine for fish, and it should have been for. But even hydroxychloroquine, that ended up being
you're
what they
gonna-
used in India.
You're gonna get stupid people regardless of anybody says something in a certain
Yes.
party and they're gonna
That-
do
this
it
is-
regardless.
This is what our beautiful girl over here said earlier.
Yeah.
Don't say
The
she's
stupid
beautiful.
people
Stop that.
existed. Oh, fuck that.
All girls
No,
are
I'm saying
beautiful.
her,
That's
not
just some-
you.
All
that's just something
girls are
liberals say.
beautiful.
Call her beautiful.
Don't call her
Sorry.
beautiful.
That's just
gross.
something liberals say.
Only liberals call her beautiful.
That's something women do for other women because we're in
Feminists. It's okay. I'm a feminist too.
Yeah, me too. I love them bitches.
We don't need
Alright.
bullies.
Well, if you show up on time, maybe you'll get
Yeah.
bullied.
Don't get bullied.
Dumbasses exist.
Yeah.
Don't give them a reason to vote,
How about
and don't
bartenders?
influence them to do bad shit.
Do you
Also,
do you
the biggest
hate
voting bloc in our
Republicans?
country is a non-voting bloc, so we still have yet to reach people. But the way we fix the voting bloc is to inform them correctly.
I have a question for you. Did you not like Republicans? This is why I hated Republicans, right? When I was growing up. I think we're the same age, right? Roughly.
Are you Jenna?
26.
I'm in the 80s, early.
26.
We're good.
You guys are 26?
You're early
26 years old,
84?
both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Am I older than you?
He's
You
not a
probably
Gen X.
are.
He's a millennial.
You're probably 70s, like early 60s.
early
Stop.
Wow,
60s.
you're aging me down.
Wow.
I'm just joking.
She
Okay,
can't.
I'm
She
not
can't
gonna
be
do
You don't
that.
know what Gen X
That's
was
an old.
apparently.
That's an old
Okay.
liberal.
All right, so here we go. I didn't like them talking shit about my music. I didn't like them talking shit about my movies. I didn't like them talking shit about
My drugs.
just
Just say no.
Long-haired.
just say no drugs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nancy
thank
Reagan.
My video games. And then as time got older,
You
it
became
was
an adult.
I have gay friends. They deserve to be married. They deserve happiness. I have if there's a mess up and I can't afford to take care of a baby or I can't be a proper father, I need to have that safety net. So
Which we all pay into, and it's a community good.
all these things is what made me hate them when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I then eventually realized that when I spent time hating them, I spent time like in awe of the far, far, far left, right? And I think like the typical like
You're getting into like anarchy.
no, like you know how it is. Like, oh, I'm offended by this, and I'm a fucking cat, and I need to have a cat box at my school, and
Which is also not happening.
I mean
there
that is in
transgenders.
Wisconsin. That is there.
No,
I can pull up the article. I read it.
I did too.
All right. So with those things,
Oh,
I end up. I feel now it's swapped, right?
It's
The
no,
liberals
it's
are-
manufactured dissent.
The liberals are like feel like they're censoring everything that they don't like or that they feel
You mean
sad
like
about.
Banned book lists and curriculum and history over in Florida, like that kind of cancel culture. I mean, what?
Wait, what did we?
What did you say?
What did you repeat that?
Yeah, exactly.
What did
No,
you
I
say?
didn't. I didn't hear you because we were listening to.
No,
I just heard something bad. Something.
They ban books in
So what?
English
what
in
exactly
Florida.
are liberals stopping people from doing?
I mean, just the
He's just talking about
the
open.
the monitoring of speech. You can't say this. You
Such
have
as
to.
banning books.
I mean,
Is that speech?
that's not happening around me? Banning books isn't happening around me in my
Thank
community.
you, liberal California.
But what
It's
is
in
happening?
Florida.
I'm
What
seeing-
books are they
type of
banning in
book?
Florida?
So she's
Let's look it
referring
up.
to a book, like a
Oh, it's
curriculum.
not a history book. It's their entire curriculum.
Well, it
Catcher
is
in the
part of the
Rye,
history.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
The one I'm talking about is a history book for grade level
That's
education.
just one example of what
Right.
they're doing. over
Okay.
there.
So that's the one I'm talking about. So, but they basically, Ron DeSantis is a historian. He went through, he read the book. He said, yeah, the first
He's a
3/4 of the
historian.
book. That's what I've been led to believe. But he read the first 3/4 of the book, said, yeah, this is great. And then like the last part, he's saying, what the fuck? Put it to a panel of Harvard and Yale historians, and they basically were like, yeah, this is bullshit, and this has no place in our curriculum. So as the governor, that's what I know about it.
So hold on, let me look this up. Is it AP African American Studies course?
That's another example.
That might be
of
it,
what
yeah.
he's doing over there.
Is that it?
I think so.
So this one right here, they're saying that it doesn't, that it do- and he says it's indoctrination, not education. Tallahassee, like all new African.
Jacksonville. Limp
Florida?
Bizkit.
I used to live in Jacksonville.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
RV
Yeah,
park or
me
what?
too.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's legit.
Had a double wide.
Florida.
Hell yeah,
Florida
rolling
man.
Well, we're-
big.
well, we're-
Okay, so it's exactly what Sean's saying. It's saying that it's lacking educational value, is what people from Yale and something Tallahassee, State Capitol building, Tallahassee. All right, so he brought it up to a board of educational scholars. They said it's lacking things that they need to add to it. They're going to create a different book in its place, saying it's lacking educational knowledge.
Well,
And these aren't just white people doing it. It shows like a.
said it's just white
Well, I'm just.
people.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
just making
Chinese
sure.
guys in there, you know.
All the Middle Eastern dudes.
guy
that
from
are
Malaysia.
walking around.
Everybody
doing
from
the
Florida
editing.
is white.
I mean, but can we just say that the American school system just sucks in general? Like,
Yeah, I think I can
I mean,
agree with
I
that.
don't even think that's just.
We're not really teaching
Well,
us.
I mean, it sounds like a rabbit hole, but the point being was you were trying to say that liberals are all about like stopping the First Amendment, but meanwhile in Florida, and that's not the only thing that they're doing over there. They're banning all sorts of books. There's an entire freaking list of books.
So let's just say that they do ban books. If that's happening in your community and you're allowing it to happen, and if it really is unjust, who are the people that are really suffering? That means your community is that fucking stupid that you're gonna allow somebody to 1942 Hitler you?
Huh?
Fucking, they used to
He's
just
saying like the community should have said something.
your community needs to set up.
He just
that's
called DeSantis
No,
Hitler.
I'm just saying if that is true, then DeSantis is Hitler, and you as your community need to step up.
Well, see,
Like
and
that's not my community.
And that's part
I don't
of what's
need to step
happening.
up.
So some of these people are standing up, and I'm not saying that Catcher in the Rye is an American piece of literature. I didn't think it was all that great of a book. It was like whatever. It was mediocre in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think that book should be banned by any means. But some of the books that they're banning are these books that the certain depictions of gay community and whatnot. And so the parents are getting up there at these school board meetings, and they're actually like reading from these books, and then the school board is shutting them down, saying like, you can't use that language here. And it's like, well, these are the fucking books that are in your kids' libraries. Why can't we read from them at this meeting? You know what I mean? So those are the kind of books that they're trying to ban.
But also,
But that's
like
not
some
what's
of
on the ban.
one of those books is Siddhartha. Do you remember Siddhartha?
I don't think
Yeah, Siddhartha, he's a Hindu-ish guy.
No, it's like a fucking samurai, dude.
No, isn't it Siddhartha?
Hindu, samurai, same
Whatever,
Okay.
same guy.
Yeah, they have
Well,
robes
like
and swords, whatever.
inside that book, like I remember jacking off to this when I was a little kid.
Jesus.
Like he ends up meeting this girl, and he was like, "Oh," and then I sucked the brown of her nipple. And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm
What
jacking
kind
off
of
to that."
book?
Wait, you were
There's
talking,
no internet. There's no phones when I was a kid.
you were talking to Mid-Lou about this, or what?
Yeah, me and Mid Lou were like fucking reading Siddhartha and jacking each other off. I'm like, when you see that big old black dick, Lou.
You guys are much too close.
Corny ass, that's all you, bro.
Damn,
I
Timmy.
mean, but that's in 12th grade. And maybe that's one of the things that, because Siddhartha is a story of fucking standing up and coming of age and becoming who you're supposed to become.
Coming of age and coming.
But it's sexual, and maybe that people are still. What do you feel about the whole?
we're behind on sex education in this country. Just so you know.
Hold on, here we go. Can I get to the question before you start raining on my Republican part?
You're not Republican, so
not
stop it.
I'm feeding into
Stop
your
it.
shit.
We're having a narrative here, and you keep on crossing that.
Yeah,
So,
that's fine. You're proving my point.
yeah,
Here.
damn it.
Yeah,
If-
but he did that on purpose. I caught it.
If there, do you feel? All right, the don't say gay bill. Let's start with there.
Okay.
First of all, it's not called that.
Okay,
It was never said.
You
that
understand that that's correct, right? That's not true. It's not called the don't say
There
gay
was
bill.
never. That was
Was there-
not. That's not what it is. The
Nobody
media.
on the left actually thought that it was called the Don't Say Gay
But
Bill.
your media did.
We called it.
and
Don't Say Gay Bill.
the celebrities did too.
And yeah,
Yes.
you have a lot of your celebrities have like no backing on stuff.
And
but anyway.
there's no difference between
Because that's what we
celebrities
pointed.
doing that
Hold on.
and
We know
Trump
that the
doing what
title
he's
of the
doing.
Bill, we know that the title of the bill
But
is not
there's-
Don't Say Gay. We know
But do
that.
their
But we're-
followers know that?
no,
Yes,
again,
we
misinformation.
Stop
We
it.
call it
That's
that
not
on
true.
purpose.
That's not true.
Oh, like a ha ha.
Or-
That's what it is. Like
The
a little,
smart of you guys do,
We renamed
but
it
the
to
the
discuss
dumber of you
the
guys
we
don't.
believe that it causes.
don't say gay.
Yes.
But to the uninformed, what does that say to them? They say it's the gay hater bill.
Yeah,
Yes,
like if someone
that's exactly what
Yeah, if
translated
someone
to.
has no knowledge of it,
But most
It's-
of us on the left.
Oh,
are on
fuck the
left,
gays
we know
bill.
what
That's
we're
what they're
talking
saying.
about.
But most of us, the smart of you, but the people who aren't dedicating themselves to politics like you.
I know she just said that.
You know what I mean? Like 2, 3, 4 hours a night before you go to
Like the
bed.
Trump followers.
Yeah.
Like the Trump lovers.
those people are
Like there's
uninformed
trendy
and they're
people
making.
that want to be liberals because it's trendy.
But-
And then
but you can't-
those are also celebrities that are online
That are
that
trendy.
see other celebrities say it that also make
So
other
do you think that the
comments.
celebrities are just saying it because all the celebrities
Oh,
are
it's
saying it?
marketing.
Yes, that's exactly what it
It's
was.
Oh,
It
it's
was a marketing.
Not
Yeah,
that.
it's marketing for them. They make money off of it.
No, it's totally not.
Yeah,
that.
because
no,
if
we
they
coined it
say
on purpose.
it-
We knew
Like
exactly
Wanda-
what it was.
It's the
Wanda
same thing.
Sykes?
If you
Or
associate,
think about it.
If you associate with certain people, you're gonna lose marketing. You're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose followers. So
Do you really think
there's
that we
money
should be
behind it.
talking about sex to anybody under the age of third grade?
Nobody's talking about sex to kids.
That's what the bill was. Under third grade, you can't talk about sex.
That's not what the bill says.
It is, and you can't. And if you're a teacher, you can't say like, "Oh, me and my wife" or "me and my husband" if you're a dude.
So that's all. That's part
That is-
correct.
And
So
no
how
sexual
is it-
education or
Hold
indoctrination.
on. How is talking about if I were there as a teacher and talking about my husband?
Get right
how
here.
is that talking about? Sorry. If I were a teacher in Florida and I was talking about my husband to my second graders,
Mhm.
how is that talking about sex?
All right, my whole thing is, you're a mom, right?
Yes.
I can
Wait,
look
are
in.
you gonna
Hold
answer
on.
my question?
No, I am. Let me get there. I can look into your eyes. I can watch your Facebook feed. I can realize that you are a mom that loves her kids, and probably when the lights are out and you're laying in bed, you fucking revisit their childhood in your head.
Okay.
So I know that I can feel that in you. So with that being said, could you honestly, when you're living their childhood over again, don't you just want them to be as innocent as they can forever?
Hold on. Sex education should start when they're very young, and I'm talking language acquisition young. A child should know that they have a vagina or a penis, testes.
Okay.
all
I
of
agree.
that.
I agree with what you just said.
But that shouldn't
But
that
that
be
should be
responsible?
Hold on. Let her get there.
Which is not.
She's
the same,
getting there.
Which is not the same as me saying my husband bought me flowers and having it on my desk as a second grade teacher. They are completely two different things.
No one's saying. All right. Let's just say in fourth grade. Okay. Yes. Fourth grade. Let's start talking to because maybe at 9 years old, 8 years old, they're like,
Curious.
oh shit, dude and dude kissing. Wonder what the fuck that's about. Then talking about it. But up
But
until
I thought you said it wasn't about gay people.
the don't say gay. All right.
Huh? The what?
Me and
The
my
what? Come
the
again?
don't say gay bill. Me and my husband. Oh shit, they're one of the people that are. Oh, now I can put it together. But to shelter them, to shelter our children,
From people being married?
or let the parents have that conversation with them, not the school.
Yeah, I think that's a major issue there that you tackled. I think at what point is it?
A parent's responsibility versus a public responsibility.
Okay, hold on. So, I have preschoolers that will ask me, like, do you have a boyfriend? I mean, preschoolers are aware of this because of the society that we live in. People get married, people couple together.
Sure.
It's a thing. If it is a non-
Does a
if it
preschooler
is-
ask you, do you have a girlfriend?
Yes.
Girlfriend.
Oh, no, hang on. So
Okay, so if you have a boyfriend, just say no.
No,
you
no.
don't have a boyfriend. If you're gays.
The alphabet people, you mean? Yes.
Excuse me, hang on. If it is not a don't say gay bill, then that wouldn't
called it
matter.
that.
You coined
yes,
it that.
I do call it that.
They
yes.
coined it. Coined it.
Hashtag. Yeah, think of a hashtag.
Wait, so
More like
if
the line of what
if
that
there
was.
was no you don't say gay bill, don't say gay bill,
If no,
you as a teacher can say me and my girlfriend. Fucking high five. I'm glad the teacher has self-esteem and these kids are fucking not as pure as they were.
hold
Purity is fucking awesome in this world.
Hold on. If it's not a don't say gay bill, then how the fuck is that about purity if nobody can talk about their partner, gay or not?
Because they're fucking kids.
'Cause why
They
should
are
you-
aware of people coupling. People
Okay.
are together.
But
When
you
you're
shouldn't be
4
talking
years
about your
when you're like
students about
5 years
relationships.
old,
And your parents are gay?
then that's okay. Just
But
say,
they're not
l-
pure kids because, oh my god, their parents are fucking gay.
So when we first, all right, you can
How
talk
is it
now.
purity?
Hey, guess what? This is a dick. This is a vagina. These are titties. This is ass.
Uh-huh.
And this dude is a dude, and they kiss and they fuck. Like, are we supposed to say that at 5 years old?
Is that what I'm going to say if I'm married to a
No,
man?
I'm just saying. Like, I'm just being
My
facetious.
husband sent me flowers to my second grade classroom. Why is
Just
that
say my
about sex?
partner.
Are you even allowed to say partner?
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, of course.
Really?
Or my significant other.
My spouse.
You can say partner. You can say partner in the bill.
You can say partner.
You
Sure?
can. You want me to look it up?
Are you sure?
I don't know. Now you're saying, are you sure? I don't
Because
know.
what was the bill actually about? Telling gay people that they couldn't say that their spouse was of the same sex, or was it about anybody not being able to say that they were in a
I think she might have a
relationship
point
at all?
on that one.
So whether it's boyfriend or
Yeah.
partner or girlfriend, and
Well, I mean, you got. Or is that a
female.
technicality or what?
the
I mean, if
technicality
it
Well,
is,
partner
it
is
is.
a is a
not
general term.
there.
Yeah.
Partner
you
is a
just say
general term.
partner.
Yeah.
But you
That could be
can't say
either.
partner.
Why can't
Why?
you?
Because you can't talk about your partner. That's the language that they use in
I'm
the
married
bill.
to my wife, and she's my partner. She's my best friend.
But you can't
she's
talk
everything.
about your partner.
Oh, I do.
I mean, if you want to, now you're going extra miles.
No, that's
it's
what
I
like-
do it on
the language
TV.
of the
Talk
bill
about my
says.
wife as my partner.
That's what the language of
But
the
you're
bill
haven't been
you're
banned
going
yet.
you're
can't
going
have
the
it.
extra though. You like, you know what I mean? Like if someone says
No, what you'd have to say is my friend.
Not my wife is my wife. I mean, she's
my
But if
partner.
you're
My
in
best
Florida
friend.
and you are a teacher of 3rd grade or under, you have to
Okay,
be friend.
let's just
There's
say
no-
Is
that
that what it is?
Yes,
let's
that's
just say the
language
w-
of the bill.
Oh,
let's
we're
just
talking
say the
about Florida
word
still.
Let's just say the
Oh.
wording of the
Fuck
bill
Florida,
sucks.
Florida. Who
Yeah,
cares?
Arizona.
Who cares a fucking about Florida?
Let's just
That's
say
where the bill
Who the
is.
fuck? If they're weirdos.
You haggle me about the name of the bill, and we're not even specific about.
I haggled you because of the misinformation that you're causing to people that don't know what that bill actually means, and it's not called not the gay bill. That's the reason why.
and
I was giving you
especially
shit.
when Wanda Sykes goes on live TV.
Wanda
and,
Sykes.
and she
She's
does
she's
on the
irrelevant.
Grammy
Who
Awards.
cares?
Yeah, she's gonna be vice
And
president.
she's trying to
someday.
be like super edgy, but
'Cause
not
she's
really. It
irrelevant,
seems like
bro. That's why she said it to boost her fucking.
it seems like she's
Let's go
like.
back 15 years in our time
That's
machine.
what it actually means.
Well, I just got a question. Do you watch The View and be like, "Fuck
No,
yeah"?
I don't want to.
Oh,
The
thank
View.
God.
No
Good
one
job.
likes The View.
That because they're oh that's why I
No.
started with that.
One time, I'm gonna be honest. Me and Heather hung out one time, right? And we're watching The View, and Heather was just like, "Fuck yeah, this is my shit."
So go Whoopi, go Whoopi.
That's my girl.
I'm just
Joe
playing.
Behar, what's up, girl?
That's the worst person.
That's the worst. Of
That
all
is
of
the
them.
worst.
That's the worst. Of
If
all
I
of them.
were to get rid of one person from the left,
Like assassinate them?
yeah,
no,
no.
No,
Oh, they
we
never
didn't say that.
listened.
Get rid
YouTube.
of them. Yeah.
All right, it would be Nancy Pelosi, but second it would be Joy Behar.
You like Nancy
Do you
Pelosi?
agree? Do you agree at all with those two?
Nancy's a badass.
Stop it!
Wow.
I never thought I'd ever hear that from any human being.
Trying to
ever
kill her
in my life.
husband. That's pretty cool.
Because you don't talk to enough people who are diverse.
No, I don't
And
talk
you
to
live
him.
I think
California.
I know why she likes her because she's such a Trump hater that you like her that
Oh,
much. That's why
you guys-
the Trump
you guys
haters mark
bond over
together.
that?
Yeah.
Your enemies are my enemies.
And they're both women.
Yeah. Not, you never mind that she does inside trading or anything like that.
No,
Hang
you're
on, hang
honestly
on,
okay.
hang on.
She's gonna
Nancy
say no. It was
Pelosi
only her
is not
husband.
The poster child of inside training.
She is.
Trading, excuse me. I know she's not the poster child. For
Who
it.
is then?
Do you know how many
Trump.
fucking politicians do that shit?
Oh, you
Oh,
think-
but all of a sudden now it's good for everyone.
You want
So
to
it's
talk
a-
about both
it-
sides?
No,
It's
I am.
both sides.
Okay.
I'm not a
Hey,
Republican,
look
so
at
I
me.
don't care.
Then-
Dan
same
Crenshaw,
argument we began
he's
on.
just as bad as her.
The same
She's-
argument we started with. The
Okay.
Same fucking level.
So you know who's the
Same
best?
level.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm out.
Talk about apples and apples and
Who-
oranges and oranges.
Who
All the
knows?
same. What you're saying? I'm agreeing with you.
Hold on real
It's
fast.
not bad because of insider training.
All right, do you not know
Not
that
that they found anything.
who is Warren Buffett? Who is he?
Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
He's the mayor of Margaritaville.
He wrote that Cheeseburger in Paradise song,
No,
right?
wrong,
Yeah, that-
wrong.
Oh, okay.
Anybody want to guess?
Who?
Warren Buffett. He's a
Buffett's
top
an
line
investor.
at like the trading shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess who's better at trading than he is?
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Her husband.
Her and her husband.
And,
And,
he's like-
and just guess what?
and he's a top
Only
trader.
on committees she's in charge of will he bet on.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
I mean,
He's just a genius.
but to be fair, there's other people that do that.
So
that
is
are
he a
Republican.
genius?
Did Martha Stewart go to jail for that?
Yeah. Is he a genius, Heather?
Rob Pelosi.
Rob Pelosi?
No, he got beat down by a dude in his underwear.
I thought he was gay for a little bit, and then I saw the video.
No, he
I
was
like,
cheating
oh.
on his wife, and he got caught drunk.
No, that's not what happened.
Oh, that's exactly what happened.
No,
he got
that
in a
guy,
car
the dude, really broke into his house.
No, the car accident, bro. I'm talking about when he got caught drunk and driving.
Oh, yeah, you drunk drove.
He
Well,
was
anyways.
he was with the woman.
Whatever.
Yeah, they
So-
covered it up.
It's politics, though. They don't care about that shit. That's small stuff.
So
Well-
you do realize that him and her are trading higher than Warren Buffett.
Like I said, man, apples to apples.
No, but also Dan Crenshaw. He's number 3 of all politicians who trade. He's number 3 in the world.
Is that the Cyclops dude?
Yeah, Cyclops.
Yeah, they made a street about him down in L.A. called Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Every time I see anything he posts, I always tell him like, "Oh, I always mention fucking inside trading shit." He's part of it
Question
too.
for you going back
He's a fucking
to the
bitch.
school. Is it okay to have drag queens at these shows, at these elementary schools? Or
Who's doing that?
They
it's-
just had a black
Dude, that was-
empowerment assembly at my school, at my work.
did they have drag queens?
Black Power, they were singing to all the kids, and there's only one black kid at the school.
It was Lou.
You're all confused. Like, what? What's going on?
Yeah, like
I'm getting chicken later on.
No, for real, they're like just about Puerto Ricans and blacks.
Who did
They're
that?
Like,
I wanna
what would
know.
America be without Puerto Ricans and blacks. And
But do you? But
indoctrination and all
Black
that.
History Month?
No, it was last month. It wasn't this month.
It's this month, bro.
it's this month now.
They did the
Do you?
assembly last
they
month.
did-
Yeah, it wasn't. It had
They were
nothing
a month
to do with Black
early?
History Month.
God damn.
Getting ready for
It's
this
all
big
about-
year.
It's a
Hey,
prep- it's a
you-
prep
is that-
rally.
It's like the Christmas, the day after Thanksgiving.
agree on that?
Putting up the
You
Christmas tree.
With
Oh.
drag queen.
Oh, what about the
drag queens?
transgenders
Yeah.
in the restrooms?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, no, drag queens like performing at schools.
are transgenders in
I
restrooms?
think
Like,
that happened.
You don't think that happened?
It doesn't happen. That doesn't happen, Ice.
no.
What happens is it's communicated at a 5th grade level, which is
No.
I don't really
I'm in
care.
the schools now. Transgender in California, they're about to let that. They're about to have restrooms and all that for
That's
transgender
different.
kids.
I don't know.
That's-
That's something else.
And I'm okay with
I'm
that.
okay with that. I mean, that's fine.
If they want to have separate bathrooms,
Keep it
whatever. I don't give a
separate,
shit.
As long as they're not like, what about like in the same ones? Like there's. high
That's the
schools,
issue
like,
that you will
they're
have.
like-
I mean, until something happens and they'll change it again. You know
Our
what I mean?
lockers, there's a woman and her daughter walked in.
What do you feel
lockers
about
with,
the sports?
You're still in high school?
No,
Damn,
no,
dude.
I'm talking
He's
about
a-
a regular locker room, like
Yeah.
at a gym.
Hold on, no.
I like to know about that.
At our school, we
Let's
had
go
a
back.
rally.
Negate everything and just answer that one.
Drag queens are not at the schools.
Perfect.
Drag queens are probably doing a story time somewhere.
Yes, that's
Okay.
true.
Fucking fine. I don't give a fuck if.
Because
man
it's
wants to
it's an
dress as a
offsite. It's
woman.
not.
Oh, it's not
federal.
there? Oh,
It's
okay,
not federal.
I was misinformed by the right media
It's
then.
not a drag queen like Vegas performance, which, by the way, I highly recommend. There's
I love drag queen shows, by the
They're
way.
amazing.
They're awesome. I just don't.
Taken in from an
Isaac
adult
would be a
level.
good drag
Digs
queen.
with makeup.
I would not. I'm an
So
ugly
that was
woman.
not
You
happening
re-
with
I'd fuck you.
Oh, well, perfect.
Doggy style.
So you won't see my face?
No,
or-
no, no. I actually
No,
missionary.
so we
I'll
can
look
look
you
in
in
your
the
eyes. Yeah.
Look you straight in
Straight-
those brown eyes.
Yeah.
Call you ISIS.
They're
I'll
hazel.
rub your beard while I'm fucking you.
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
These fucking guys.
All right, so
I have
that's
my own
great.
beard.
And I'll be like, yes, harder. Get it. Go deeper, because it's edge.
How big is it, Ice?
It's edge.
How big?
Edge. Edge.
Bigly.
Put it in my vagina.
Oh my god.
Wait, go. I'm interested in that transgender sport thing.
Oh, do you think that like
She's woke, so
this
it has
is
to
like
be.
college and professional? Do you feel that it's okay for
Yes.
why?
Because most of them don't win.
That's a lot.
That's not
They're
true.
breaking records.
How about
Wow, yeah.
World records.
No, most of them don't win in comparison.
So okay, well, because you're a feminist,
In
correct?
comparison, because there's more
Okay,
natural women.
so for a woman to lose their position for another, I guess you would say in this case if they think they're a female, but not a biological female, is that fair for that woman that was working to get to that to lose to somebody to lose their spot to someone
You're
that?
doing an athletic competition, and he decides in 2 months he wants to be a woman, so
But
he
that's
could
not
win.
how that works.
I know, but
I know-
it's a process though. In 2 months he decides, so then he goes to a process.
Or 2 years.
And
Whatever.
he just
2
has
years,
to
2
get
months,
his
whatever.
test levels to a certain level, which for a woman would be maximum test levels, but for a man it's very low. So men are still strong. We're still built differently. So there's
And if
always
hold on, with that being
Biological.
said, hold on, pause right there. If you've been through puberty, you keep 70% of your
of your bone mass.
bone mass. Yeah.
Yeah. So after 13 years old, you're already gonna have more bone mass than all your.
All I'm saying is that you think that's fair.
No, actually, boys develop much later than that. Girls develop earlier.
Well, either after puberty. So I'm just saying though, they're not
after
gonna have a
puberty,
surgery
like,
or they're not
professional
gonna.
sports have really ridiculous standards for the competition.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
saying.
have to
They
meet those
they have to
standards.
have the men have to have a certain test level, or the women. So when you transition, we have to lower our levels just to a certain point. I've watched videos on it. So as long as but that's the thing. My levels as a transition will still be so much more higher than yours.
Are you
as
sure
a
about
regular
that?
woman. If I do it to the bare minimum that I have to because I want to win, then
That's
yes.
going to be really hard to Google, by the way.
All right,
I'm not googling.
Let's
that
just
one.
use the example of Leah
There's that
Thomas, the Penn
bodybuilder
State
dude.
swimmer, right? He, she, whatever, went on to
She.
become like a
She.
division
Thank you, because I knew she was going to tell you.
fucking whatever. Not my
She.
belief. I don't see
We respect
that
her
person.
as if she's a she.
I don't, but okay. Anyways, neither here nor there. That person became a division champion by defeating all those women who were basically born and grew up women because they transitioned into a fucking trans woman. Is that fair? I mean,
Transformer.
how is that fair though?
How many other transgender women are competing and lost?
So they should have their
How
own
many
division.
How many other races did that transgender individual lose?
I don't know, but they
As a
clearly
man,
won a whole
as a
division,
man,
so-
quite a lot. As when he was identifying as a man, he lost a lot. Two
And
men.
transition women aren't competing.
Is this swimming?
Yes.
You're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like number 39 in the country
As a man, he was
as a
quarterback.
man.
That's not what I'm saying.
Well, what are you saying?
She's saying because she's
She's
an anomaly, like a statistical anomaly, like that's 1 out of 1,000.
What about the MMA?
Compared to all the other
No,
women
I'm
that are
saying
still
that
winning?
just because there's some wins in there, it doesn't negate from the fact that there are other transgender women competing in these things and also losing.
Oh no,
So
we're
they
not
should have
saying
their
that
own
either, but they
Not-
should
league
have.
then,
what
is how I
you're
see
doing
it.
is you're doing a correlation instead of causation.
So you don't.
And it's because
But there's
media
unfairness to it.
narratives, manufactured dissent. Keep going. You guys want to talk about hating people?
I don't hate
No,
it.
I don't hate-
saying
I don't-
think it's a fair
He's talking
fight.
about a fairness. We're saying they should have
You
their
don't think
own.
it's fair based on some things that you've been told that aren't the whole picture.
No.
That's
I
correlation.
mean, you
Bio-
have a person who used to be a
biologically?
man that are not a woman competing with women.
And
I don't
it
think
hap-
there's any media narrative there.
And it happens more.
That is true where there used to be a
But you're
man
omitting some of
who
the
is now a
information.
woman. I don't need any more information than that. A person
you
who
do.
used to be a man.
Because you're talking about a specific example if it's the whole enchilada. It's not.
NCAA is the whole enchilada.
What? No,
That's all that matters is
sure.
NCAA.
I'm talking about the swimming competitions.
NCAA, yeah.
Okay.
Well, not only that, but it's in a broad in all totality. She used to stop feeling while she's leaving. So in all totality, just overall sports,
Just walked out.
just all sports. Do you don't think that there's an unfair advantage to women for a biological man that's transitioned to a woman in any of these sports? You're okay with that?
I'm okay with
Because
that.
Okay.
There are rigorous tests that they have to go to and standards that they have
So
to meet.
would it-
And there are plenty of them who lose
Sure.
constantly to
It-
other female.
But when you have
competitors.
number 39 in the males going number 1 in females, I think that's he's better than everybody but 39 other males. And that means he's number 1 when it comes to females. Or she.
I understand
Over
what-
2 years, still did his exercises.
He.
She. So,
Sorry.
Bro, you're the one fucking me up.
I know. It's kind of confusing.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Sorry for cutting you off.
30 years from now, it won't be confusing.
No.
No, that's true.
Do you think we'll
Yeah,
still be using
very-
pronouns?
I'll get
she's-
used to
she's
it
going,
and
she's
figure it
going.
out.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what you're saying is that because he lost so many times during the male competitions, that suddenly when he goes to the female competitions and he's not losing, that means something, right?
I mean, one would think.
How many competitions as a fully transitioned to female has he lost?
You gotta look that up, Tim. Let's get his
And
stats.
how many other
What's his name?
competitions?
Leah Thomas.
Her.
How many
Her.
other competitions for female swimmers have other transgender women lost?
And as he looks that up, what about people? What about people, women that transition to be MMA fighters?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Women that
Leah
transition to men's sports.
Yeah.
Leah Thomas
Like
lost
transitional
to
women
another
men.
trans Yale swimmer.
So she lost to another trans. I don't, and the reason why, and it's a gray area to ish at a certain point because, I just feel like it sucks for the women that are trying to get there and they lose to someone that is transitioning over.
I don't think most of the women in that sport are complaining.
I mean, when I think there is the one that she bumped off, who was training her whole academic career to be a swimmer, went on this whole tirade rant that
I
that's
know.
unfair. That's
Yeah, I
unfair.
watched her shit,
Yeah, it's unfair for her. So so fuck
Not
it.
everybody feels that
So
way.
fuck it. To be inclusive, let's just fuck it and let's just go ahead and do
Wait,
it.
I just have a
That's
question.
not
If
inclusive.
it happened to
Do not have her.
Then,
I have a
then
question.
how come
If it
they
happened to your
So then, why don't they have their own league then, or their own sports?
So all transgender people should just be.
Or why don't
relegated to a whole
why don't they race
separate-
with the men still then?
Well, I mean, it would be.
Because they-
It would
is
be.
it spe- is it separate?
Wouldn't it be fair? Wouldn't it fair for them though?
Physicality to match that competition anymore.
But they do before they start taking
But-
unless they're not doing testosterone reduction or anything.
But then they wouldn't meet the standards for the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But if they identify, there's some that identify like that.
There are some people who identify who take no hormones.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
correct.
Yeah.
But they would not meet the standards for the competition.
Yeah, and then they can't. That's what I'm saying. Then they can't compete in men's sports. So
That's-
that's why they would have to
They
have
couldn't.
their own.
I mean, sure, why not? Fucking do whatever the fuck. I don't care what people do. That's fine, but we shouldn't have to regulate people like separately just because we have all these feels about people transitioning and we think that one
Right, if it
woman
ha-
getting up and complaining about losing a competition is like, oh, for me, like there are other transgender individuals in sports that are, not winning things.
I'm gonna ask
And
a
there are
question
other women
for
in
both
these
of us.
leagues who are not complaining and are completely supportive.
So I'm gonna ask a question for both of us, and we'll both answer it separately.
Okay.
We
At the
both
same
have
time.
daughters. We both have daughters on the same age. If a transgendered, transitioned male to female was in their league and beat both of them out, he was number 12 in males and beat both of them out for this county for gold medal, how would you feel? Your daughter versus my daughter. We've been training our whole lives. We're co-parents, going to every meet together. How would you feel?
My daughter would be super supportive of that person, and so would I.
My daughter would probably be super supportive. I would be upset.
Sounds like a feels issue to me.
Or it sounds like unfair issue to me. Biologically.
So, but if both of our daughters were not upset about that, how is that unfair?
Because
What do you-
both
what
of
do you-
them has been it would be more on me, right? I would feel more upset than she
That's what I'm
would.
saying. It sounds like a feels issue.
But is it though?
Is it?
Is it, though?
what are you
Isaac, is
actually
it?
Upset about? What are you actually upset about?
I'm not-
Yeah,
Okay,
Isaac.
here's where I'm upset. Okay,
You
what
were
if we just
super
open the
fan of swimmers,
floodgates?
Biology
right?
is
You were
different.
Super watching all of the women's swimming clubs before. Like,
Well,
that
okay,
was the thing
okay.
You did on
Let's pump the
Sunday
brakes here.
afternoons
Let me make my
in your
point. Let me
mirror,
make
like,
my point.
You were
All right.
into women's swimming.
So
Well,
let's
sometimes.
just say we open the floodgates and we let every trans athlete compete in women's sports, and I'm just playing hypotheticals here. They start dominating everything.
Which they
Soccer,
don't.
basketball, fucking baseball, softball, whatever.
Hockey.
Everything, right? And now you've got nothing but trans women that are just all the champions. And the best teams, are they going to try to recruit the trans women, or are they going to try to recruit the biological women at that point? So then
what's your
you
point?
have male league and then you have trans women league, and that's it.
So you abolish? You just in your hypothetical, you just abolish all females in your sports?
Because eventually the
I'm saying
evolution of
these
them-
margins that they're
the
winning by
evolution
aren't
of it.
just like neck and neck. I'm saying like
Yeah,
Leah
it's not
Thomas
next.
is
was
winning by
not-
38 seconds in a swimming race. 38 seconds is fucking unheard of.
Yeah, but what she's saying,
That's like
That's
like
what
the
number
difference
39
between-
versus fucking number 1 is.
right.
but she's saying there's a lot of people that are losing too. So you have to realize that there's gonna be greater. There's gonna be a greater. It's gonna be you're playing a game of numbers at this point. There's obviously gonna be people that are gonna defy odds, and there's gonna be a lot of
Still
people.
more athletic
Yeah.
men
More of an
than
outlier.
other
Yeah.
men, so-
What I think what the logistic narrative of that I guess I'm trying to say, and maybe he's trying to say is that because they're non-biological men or women, that they have an advantage over the females. And that's what the concern is for maybe Tim saying is that there's this person who was born this way and now have advantages for this
So then
way.
what we need to go back to are those rigorous standards that they're creating for these people to be able to compete
Right.
in these competitions.
And I'm okay with that, as long as
So
this,
take it back to that panel. What are they saying? What are
they had to rewrite it. They had to rewrite it or something. I guess I don't know. I got to rest.
No, I mean that's we're about to end it right now.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, dude.
Sorry, I got.
But that
heated.
is the consensus.
Your
that
catheter.
Cross your legs, honey.
there
Yeah.
are what's about to
Cross your
happen
vagina.
is what you're saying.
China.
There's a lot
Jada.
of it going back to the drawing board with this.
You have to.
How? Why? Is it
But
fair?
do you-
Is it
but
really
do you
fair?
think that the social discourse is what's going to cause that to happen, or do you think they've already considered that? Do you think these people who are up there making these standards are just like, oh, let's just fucking randomize some shit?
No, they have to take consideration.
They have to really
Yeah.
take in consideration everything,
Yeah.
every factor.
Do you think they're not doing that?
At first, they didn't.
No,
I think,
it's brand new.
I think they well, if we're going for the
Uncharted
I
territories.
think because if you're gonna because for the sake of saving face, right? Say you say no, we can't accept you right now because we have to write now a new standard. We'll just come on in now and then we'll figure it out later. That's what they did.
How do you know that?
Because that's what
Because they
looking
didn't
at that.
update any standards.
They
Yeah,
didn't really?
Yeah.
So there was no like.
And on the at least in the swimming.
Hormone level, you have to test.
I mean,
certain
other
levels.
that is to qualify you to be.
That's what I'm saying. The people who are qualifying and creating the original standards
Right.
in order to compete.
It's
with
all new
what's
territory though. It's all new.
And it's
like
not like they got it right the first time.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever correct or 100% the first time.
Well, nothing's ever 100% anyway.
Anyways, correct. I understand.
So, but
But when you have a fucking number 39th in the league,
do you
taking
think that
up
all
number
of
1
this
in the female
social
league?
discourse is going to make a difference in what they're already fucking doing? Do you think these people are just dumbasses who already created these standards? Like, do you not think they're aware of the hormone levels and the way
I
the
think
body
that
changes?
I think that the pressure from outside pressures gets to them, and they don't want to come
I mean,
across
places
as
like Florida-
racist, homophobic,
yeah,
sexist, transphobic.
Because a lot of people throw that out there just to throw it out there, like when really it's not about that. It's about because sometimes certain people's truths are not the same truths that other people are going to have, and it's okay to be different.
And it's easier for someone to say, "Oh, you're transphobic," than
Yeah.
listen. What to sit down and have a real conversation.
Yeah, and figure out what's fair for all parties involved.
Okay, but that's social discourse. Nothing that we're saying here is going to affect the people who are already fucking doing that.
Yeah, but we can get a better idea of it by talking amongst each other.
This creates
By
conversation.
by having a better idea of
That's-
it,
that's-
we can monitor what they do, and then if it's out of line, then we can do our due diligence as a society to say yes or no, or to try to encourage.
But we're not the
More
experts.
fair.
Do you know
really-
what happens to the male body when it starts taking female hormones?
We get boobs.
Estrogen levels go up. More
But it
hormonal.
doesn't make less dense of bones, less dense of humanity.
I just said that 'cause I don't know.
No, that's true. It is 100% true.
No,
I think
that we
the
get
dense
boobs?
humanity is kind of the problem, my friend.
So if I take estrogen level, what do I lose? I lose bone structure.
No, you don't.
No, you just.
No, I'm asking her.
No, I mean you don't.
Estrogen
This
produces
is
fat.
what I'm saying. We
Estrogen
have
does
questions
produce
about that,
fat.
right? We have questions about that. The reasons we have
You
questions
asleep?
about that is because we are not
No.
the experts.
You don't
The
snoring
experts
over
have
there.
already gone through this, and they're continuously doing this shit.
but-
They are the ones who set those standards.
I asked
And
you
we're out
twice
here
and
in
you-
social-
and you laughed
I'm
and I
not
go-
one of those experts.
So, but you know though.
I'm part of the social discourse.
But you have the knowledge, right? I'm asking you, and then you scoffed me twice. You looked at me, and I go, "Do we lose bone structure when we get estrogen?" Well, from what you know, what is that?
No, the reason why I'm asking if you know what happens to the male or the female body when they take the opposite gender's hormones.
Oh, I've seen
The
women that
reason
take
why
tests,
I'm
they're
saying that
fucking
is
jacked
because
like
we are
me.
not the experts, but the experts have that information. When they're creating these standards, they know what the fuck they're
Yeah,
talking
but the
about.
thing is, that's the thing we're questioning. The standard, when you say
So
like
you think
medical,
it's just this erroneous like woke fucking shit they're doing?
no,
just to
I'm
do,
just
like,
saying
business?
that there's when there's money
There goes
involved.
Isaac.
There's money.
All right, let's just say, there's money.
There's
You-
lots.
there's
of money.
lots of money.
NAA, yeah.
All right, I have a question for you.
NCAA.
If me and you were playing a game of basketball, 20 grand.
So they're letting transgender women
at-
into
no, no, no,
female
I'm
sports to
asking
get more
me-
money?
Me and you playing basketball, 20 grand's on the line. If you had a chance to cheat, wouldn't get caught, would you do it?
No.
You would. I would. Guess what? I'm fucking you out
You're
of 20
not the
grand.
NCAA.
And that's just $20,000
They're talking
between
about
me and
billions
you.
and billions.
You're talking about billions and millions, and depending on NCAA makes billions. The athlete can make possibly millions. I mean, you're talking about
I mean-
a buku bucks.
I mean, if you have a healthy distrust of government anyways, then you're probably going to have a healthy distrust of any organization that does what it
Any
does.
organization.
But what I'm saying to you is this manufactured dissent as an independent, and you're following right-wing media, and you are being outraged about shit that doesn't need to be outraged about, and it's hurting a whole slew of fucking people who exist and they have always existed
Because we question?
because you're being told
It's
that you're
okay.
just
No,
questioning.
it's just questioning.
It's not
because
just questioning.
you really think that I'm over here on Fox News like, fuck yeah, what the fuck, CNN? Dom Lemon, you are a piece of shit. Do you think that's what's happening?
CNN and Fox are the only two types
I'm
of
just
media
no.
out there.
I'm doing a comedy bit, and in the middle of the comedy bit, that's just a
comedy
two.
bit. Listen.
Do you think that's what's happening with me?
No.
Or do you honestly think that I'm
I think
like,
there are a lot of commentators out there,
yes, Trump,
and media out there, who are calling
yes,
themselves
Tucker Carlson, I will do what you say.
No, there are a lot of
McCarthy.
commentators out there calling themselves independent, and they are not actually independent. They are right-leaning, and they don't want to be labeled that. I get it.
Wait, you're talking about like Tim Pool? I don't follow Tim Pool. I'm not fucking with Tim Pool.
He follows Tim Amoroso.
Listen, in the majority of things, I'm using my gut. I'm using my life experience.
Then why do you sound like all of the other opinions in the room about that issue?
Because I ask a question
baby's
that
crying, dude.
might. I hear him. I might ask a
He's
question.
all lactating right now.
I might ask a question that might have been triggered by that rhetoric that we talk about in the room.
But we've all had these conversations before too.
Hundreds of
so,
times.
Like we've all kind of gone at each other's throats back and forth about it and come to common grounds, and I guess I don't know. We've made our own opinions.
But what I'm saying is it's only an issue that you're asking a question about because right-wing media has put it out there for you to question. It is manufactured. You want to talk about stand and divide?
But that also can be said on the left side.
I'm sure that part can. Yes.
Okay.
But-
All right, my whole thing here. If I had to end this on this note, right?
Okay, it's your show, man. Take it away.
My thing would be term limits. No more right versus left. No more tribalism. I'm seeing that, and I'm not sure if you're a subject of that, or you might feel that. There are a bunch of people who are, in you either, Sean, tribalism from the right wing, tribalism from the left wing.
What are you pointing at me for, right wing?
Because I know
Don't you work for the government?
I've
Yeah.
jumped on both trains. I've been a Bernie supporter. I've been an Obama supporter. I just want to do what's best for my family and my community. That's it. What I feel is best. If that is right wing, I'm doing this. Look, right wing.
No,
then that's fine.
That's not right wing. That's not right wing. The fact that you think it's an issue that needs to be discussed and that we should influence the policy of it because we're having a discussion, that's the part. You wouldn't even know about it if the media hadn't picked it up and spun it a certain way.
Every subject, a media
who
subject.
Aired the girl who was airing her grievances about the whole thing, the girl who lost to him, or her, oh God, I'm going to get fucking...
Couldn't even tell you.
I mean,
Anyway.
TikTok, right?
No.
Or
Right-wing
Instagram.
media. They picked it up and they were like, look
I
at
saw it
this
on
poor
social media
girl.
before I saw it on any
Yeah, me
news
too.
outlet.
And yeah, social media, but where? Who videoed it? Who put
It's
it
just-
out there?
No idea.
The Chinese.
China.
And you know, it's gonna keep happening. I'm sorry, guys.
It was on
Just be
TikTok
so
first,
unaware
they
of
do.
it.
Okay, if I can beg for you to do anything, I know that you have from our conversations, you're in charge of many social media platform group mods.
Which I gave up. I gave
Okay.
up because we had a veteran friend who offed himself, unfortunately. He was a big part of the community and nobody wanted to fucking deal with it anymore. So I said, fuck off.
So I'm not sure what the future holds. All I can ask is that we, as a community, like I know 2024 is coming. I know it's going to get rough for everyone. It's not going to get any easier. Maybe the solution isn't, oh, I am a Democrat, I am a Republican. Even saying that, maybe that's wrong. And maybe we're doing our country a disservice. Maybe the best course of action is to really do what's best for our future.
Which is why I vote Democrat.
And
I think that's the reverse message that he sent me.
the exact reverse
No,
that
you
I'm
vote for
saying.
the politician who has the policies that you want. That's where.
That's pretty much
And
how it goes.
I am the difference. I am do what makes do what's best for you and your family. That's it. If it's Republican, it's Republican. If it's Democrat, it's Democrat.
If it's independent,
And but what only thing I'm asking for, if you've made it this far, make a like, a subscribe, or whatever. If you've made it this far into the program, don't declare yourself as somebody. Be yourself. You're not a Republican. You're not a Democrat. Do what's best for you and your family. That's it. And if it is, it is. But I think the whole tribalism is a part of what's killing our country. And the other thing is
liberals.
No.
I'm joking.
Republicans.
I'm joking. Yeah,
No.
Republicans definitely were sure.
It's tribalism.
I thought you were
And
saying
the other
That's
thing
true.
that is just, not good for who we are, is, fuck, I don't even know. All right. It's tribalism, and then we also need some sort of term limits.
I think
So
you're
if
just
we
trying
get
to say, like, you don't have to vote all D. You don't have to vote all R. You can, like, pick and choose. Just find out what your values and your ethics are and which person running for that position best represents them, right?
Yeah, because what's killing us is the only one or the other, and I'm
Right.
only R, I'm only D. It's like, that doesn't make sense no more.
Well,
We need to evolve as a human being, as a species.
Yeah, well, it's different for people. Oh, look at that.
Who's this girl?
Why is it always so loud?
We're technically.
Calm down there.
What'd you learn, Sweet Lou?
There's a lot of unsolved mysteries on the show, like random foods showing up, people talking shit about Tim. So yeah, it's kind of interesting.
That's definitely gonna be a clip, and I'm gonna put the unsolved mysteries on that.
Robert Stack.
But of course, it's Robert Stack, dude. In this episode,
On this episode,
someone calls Tim a bitch.
Yeah.
Also, from Oxnard, California, a mysterious package arrives on Sweet Lou's desk. Bananas, watermelon, fried chicken.
Malt
Could it only
liquor.
be the Caucasian Culture Club? And a random lady starts coming on the Red Light District show, talking about how Biden is not crazy. All this and more on this week's Unsolved Mysteries. What'd you learn, Josh?
That we can settle our differences through discussion.
Holla. What'd you learn, Stefan?
Yeah. I learned that she's a Type O Negative fan, and that was awesome. And I'm sorry you guys were talking and I was zoning out, and I kept hearing Type O Negative in my head. So I was having a good time. So thanks.
Sean, what'd you learn?
I learned that you think I'm a coward, and that I'm yellow,
No, you're white.
and I'm wet, whatever that means.
White, I think he said.
I said wet.
I heard wet,
He said wet, but he is white.
He's also white.
He's the
I
only
am
white
also
guy
white, yeah.
on the show besides Phil.
but yeah. So shots fired.
I didn't say that.
Sure.
And someone called Sean wet. This
Was
episode
he wet?
of the Red Light District show. What'd you learn, Ice?
I learned that not all liberals are what I thought they were.
I was gonna say that, but mine sounded a lot nicer.
Yeah. So thank you for coming on, and I'm not a Republican, by the way. I just want to make that sure clear. Yeah.
And Ice isn't a Republican. I'm just saying.
If you saw how he
This week on the Red Light District show.
Go Eagles.
Oh yeah, and Isaac has a fucking new team every fucking week.
Fucking
fucking
who's winning.
NFL
Bandwagon.
flip-flopper.
I'm a Raider fan.
Yes.
But also Buffalo fan, also
Also
Eagles fan,
Rams.
also Rams
So
fan.
when the
Sometimes.
Vikings are back in it,
I don't like the
I want
Vikings.
your support.
100%
I can't do that,
not
sir.
a Titans fan.
I can't.
110% not a Broncos fan.
Yeah, I can't do that, bro. Sorry.
Heather, what'd you learn?
Nothing.
Perfect.
Fucking
I
brilliant.
don't think anybody here.
Fade to black.
It's my
The crowd goes ape shit.
That would be it.
And this week on the Red Light District Show, Sean is a pussy? We don't know.
What did you learn,
And
Tim?
fade to
Like,
black.
what did you learn? What did you
The
learn?
crowd goes ape shit, and we are out of here. What I learned?
Yeah.
Sean's a pussy? On this week's episode of the Red Light District Show. The crowd goes ape shit. And we're out of here. As they say in Canada, peace. Sean's a pussy? On this week's Out!
Don't forget to fuck more.
Sean's a pussy? I'll be lazy with it.